Hi. Hey, little sweetheart. It's been so long. I'm so happy to see you again. It's been, what, 4 or 5 years? Oh, those are dragon years, of course. Mm. But, jokes aside, let me tell you why I've been gone. First of all, I am really, really happy to see you again. And if you just want to get to the hypnosis part, skip ahead. I'm gonna put a little tag in the timeline. Second of all, though, if you are a long-time viewer and have been wondering where I was, I tried to keep you updated with community posts, but two things happened. One good and one not so good. The not so good was that I was out traveling for a bit, and during my worldly adventures, I caught COVID, which in turn meant that when I got home, my voice was completely destroyed. It's not fully recovered yet, but I think it's good enough for, getting started and doing a short hypnosis video. The good thing is, you might notice that everything is moving a little bit more smoothly. Everything looks upscaled, and I look even more HD. Well, truth be told is I got a new PC while I was gone, and this video, in case you haven't seen, it's recorded in 1440 resolution and should be touching 60 FPS. That's the goal, at least. VRChat can be a little finicky, but I'm trying to optimize for, that resolution and FPS in my world choices. With that being said, I'm gonna do something that isn't very long. I wanted to get something out today. I wanted to make you sleep, so there's not gonna be a fancy roleplay. There's not gonna be a long Sachiverse thing. This is just gonna be a hypnosis, and I guarantee you that you spend 15 minutes with me, you are gonna sleep. Maybe even before that. And with that little teaser comes a warning, or a, little to-do thing. So don't stand up and watch this, obviously, but even more so, go and find somewhere really comfortable. Put on your headphones, lie down. I'm even gonna recommend that you can close your eyes for the video, despite me upgrading to, this resolution and everything. That's a little bit contradictory, I guess, but yeah, get comfortable, close your eyes, or open them if you wanna watch me, my hands, and then just try to relax. Before you start to relax, however, I am gonna say a few words about the process of falling asleep, right? So, there's a few things that induce sleep. And before you go to bed, of course, you need to wind down. It's a great idea not to watch your TV or check your Discord messages, play games, YouTube, all these things just before bed, because they do tend to encourage alertness. Watching my videos do the opposite, because that's the purpose, but a lot of videos, they try to catch you with like popping frames and loud sounds. No. Also, don't eat too much either. Digesting a heavy meal, it can really slow down the process of falling asleep. In order to relax deeply, you need to leave the daytime world behind, so to speak. Thoughts and concerns are stimulants, and they need to be locked behind in the daytime world. Your nighttime is for cozy relaxation and deep, replenishing sleep. Of course, falling asleep isn't a competitive sport like a sprint race. You set the scene for winding down and falling asleep, but you don't try to fall asleep. Instead, what you do is that you just allow sleep to happen naturally. In fact, it is often the trying that gets in the way. You are more likely to fall asleep when you're tired and trying to stay awake. Mm? So, you need to get good at allowing it to happen. It's simply no good being competitive about falling asleep. Sleeping pills, they may get people off to sleep, as may alcohol, but the quality of sleep, it suffers. It's not just a question of getting off to sleep, but also how well you sleep once you get there. So, in order to fall asleep, your focus of attention needs to shift somewhere. Your focus changes from an external to an internal awareness. Stop thinking about what someone said, this YouTube video. Stop thinking about everything you learned today. Be internally aware instead. As you drift off to sleep, you naturally become progressively less aware of your surroundings, and conscious awareness as your subconsciousness becomes your main channel of awareness, and your everyday conscious simply fades away. You know, I was reading some scientific studies that came out recently, and one of them is what this hypnosis video is based on. It shows that body temperature has a vital role on the onset of sleep. Now, you might have noticed this if you live in one of the areas that recently were hit by a heat wave. Having trouble sleeping? Well, there's one explanation. Now, this new research, it shows that your body needs to drop its core temperature in order for sleep to initiate normally. In fact, about 1.5 hours before your normal sleeping time, your body starts to lose heat automatically from its central core. This brings an increased feeling of tiredness. Now, this change is very slight, and you wouldn't really consciously notice it, but it explains why going to sleep in an overwarm environment can be difficult. Studies of people who regularly take longer to fall asleep show that they consistently have higher body temperatures immediately before sleep. If it takes your body longer to lose heat, the heat that's keeping you awake, then it'll take longer to fall asleep. Even though the difference that we are talking about is only about 1/2 to 1 degree of change. So, in order to drop the core temperature, your body needs to act like a radiator. A radiator has a large surface, and the law says that temperatures go towards each other. So, let's say, for example, you put an ice cube in a glass of water. The water gets colder and the ice cube gets warmer because they try to align. That's why the ice cube melts. So, this radiator principle of the body, it means that heat from the central core, it transfers to your more skin large areas such as the hands, your face, your feet. It causes the peripheral skin temperature to rise, and then of course it loses heat to the surrounding environment because of the bigger surface. So this is why wearing socks or using hot water bottles, it can draw the heat away from your center and it makes you feel sleepy. However, you don't need to rely on socks or hot water bottles. They're not exactly the sexiest items around. So, research. Research also shows that people can be trained to alter their core body temperature through hypnotic visualization. This, in turn, puts the body in sleep mode, so to speak. The easiest way to achieve this is to imagine that your hands and feet are warming up. So most people actually successfully raise their hand temperatures on the first hypnotic attempt. You can train and become very good at relaxing and actually hypnotically altering your core body temperature to encourage sleep to happen. Now, before we get started, remember my initial warning. Get very comfortable. Sit down at least, maybe lie down, and just observe me as I will make you so hot on your hands and your feet, but cool down your core. Now just listen to my words and let me enter your mind. Now, you can just close those eyes right now, or keep them open and look at me. That's even better. Very good. And you can really just begin to relax so deeply, because your unconscious mind, the part that takes care of instinctive processes, knows exactly how to relax, even if the conscious you doesn't know how to relax. You certainly have had the experience, at some time or another, of being outside on a warm day, and the heat on the skin is something your skin knows about, and get a sense of it right now in your imagination. Like when the sun shines brightly and you feel a warm breeze on your face, just get a sense of that now within your imagination as you relax deeper. You don't need to try to rest deeply, but a part of you can just notice what it feels like to feel so calm and relaxed. And there may have been times when you've just been relaxing on a warm day, and maybe you'd found you just have to close your eyes like a physical necessity, and of course you knew where you were, maybe by the sea or in the countryside somewhere, but sometimes you began here and there to forget where you were and drift in and out. So that sometimes you'd be aware of people around you talking, but then all their talking might start to seem like the sound of a waterfall or birds singing, or you'd stop hearing them all together. Although your ears still, of course, registered the sounds, but your mind doesn't notice anymore. And it's interesting that in such times, when you're just so tired and sleepy, and sounds come from in and out, and a warm breeze plays over your face, and you forget to remember sometimes those things around you, how you just become more aware of the images and sounds and dreamlike sensations from your own mind, rather than the sounds outside, such as the sea coming in and out over sand or pebbles, or birds sing in trees, as you relax deeper. And it can be like having a soothing, protective shell around you that transmits sleep waves into every part of you right now. And when you do go to bed to sleep deeply, it's as if daytime thoughts are just locked away and becomes as infinitely distant as things that occurred millions of years ago or happen hundreds of millions of light years away from you, because daytime becomes locked away, so you are private and relaxed, comfortable and cozy, far away from your daytime times, as night time is a cozy compartment of calm and comfort. And sometimes that hand becomes so relaxed and warmly comfortable, and sometimes you notice that, and at other times you don't. And in your mind, you can be absolutely anywhere doing anything, like when you're comfortable and relaxed indoors, and outside it's a blowing blizzard, and certainly your mind can get a sense of what that is like as you rest deeper with the snow gliding and swirling, and the landscape so changed by the white covering and the icy blueness of the air, while it's all nice and cozy inside. And you may notice those warm, relaxing feet and hands, or they may just be warm and relaxing, without you particularly noticing. And while drifting deeply fast asleep and relaxing deeper with each and every breath, there could be a very regular sound like a tap dripping or the sound of traffic, and in your mind the water sound becomes a gentle distant drumbeat, or the sound of distant cars becomes the sound of the distant sea and the start of a beautiful dream. And it's like when someone is so tired and exhausted and has been trudging for mile upon mile just to find some shelter and somewhere to rest, and they are practically asleep on their feet, and they would give anything to lie down somewhere just half comfortable and rest and plunge into a blissful sleep. And the clock changes when you sleep deeply, and time alters as you rest deeply. And with that warmth in the hands and feet, your immune system works so well, making you feel so much better for the relaxation and comfort. And beautiful colors come to mind, and let you relax even more deeply, with sensations of such comfort and calm as you sleep deeply all through the night, deeply and well. Good night, my little darling, and sleep well. remember to come back and visit me next time you're probably relaxing, or trouble sleeping, or you just need to unwind. I'm always here. Please come back and say hello.